I am Tierra Burrell. Happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome for being here this particular Sunday. We definitely appreciate you for being here and taking this time to truly invest in yourself. I am going to give my all. This webinar is going to be absolutely phenomenal, absolutely amazing. Thank you all for actually being here. I see the claps, I see the chat rooms, and you guys be very engaging with one another. It is a community. I really want people to actually come together and in order to actually share stories, experiences, and really grow from that. So with this entire webinar, what we are going to focus on, so how it's going to be formatted, you'll see me sometimes, you'll see the PowerPoint, I have different pictures, I have links embedded. I just definitely wanted to make sure that it is informational and completely jam-packed with everything. So definitely make sure you guys are engaging. You can save your questions and put them up in the chat room. I have two of my team, my moderators here, so they're going to catch a lot of your questions, but wait till the end just to make sure that I'm gonna go ahead and answer all of your questions and things from there. So who am I? Happy Skin Sunday. That is what we are going to designate this today. I am Tierra Burrell. I am owner and founder of the TierraGoesGreen Lifestyle Program. So with the TierraGoesGreen Lifestyle Program, we focus on the mental, emotional, and spiritual components of health. So when we actually factor in on those, the side effect is the physical. So a lot of people have come to me with a lot of problematic skin. I dealt with a lot of skin issues, just really learning how this body meat vessel vehicle actually works. So really understanding how to go through just understanding those things. So I definitely have to give a disclaimer because this is such a non-traditional way of my theories and practices. So this is definitely not a Noxema commercial. I focus on the holistic aspects of health. So like I said, it is everything. It's not just products. It is stress. It is emotional factors. It's spiritual components. It is conversations. All of those factor into the things that we are experiencing on a day-to-day basis. So everybody definitely make sure that you are engaging in the chat room. I'm gonna close it just so I personally can't see it. I don't want to get distracted. I have that problem. So definitely stay engaged, stay encouraged. We are going to jump into the PowerPoint presentation, but I definitely just wanted to go ahead and give a disclaimer now. I apologize in advance for technical difficulties. There's no way to actually predict the things that would happen within cyberspace. So I apologize. I apologize to you in advance, but let's hope and pray that that is not going to be an issue within this 2 hours. That is within that allotted time. So the one thing it is that I definitely ask, I need everyone to be open-minded. Just please be open-minded. I'm gonna give everything it is that I can, but I need an open mind within everything because it's one thing to where, you know, some things don't work for some people. And this is very general. So I'm going across the board. So it's not just males. It's not just females. It's not black. It's not white. It's not green. This is completely across the board because I believe that nature works for everybody. You know, so I definitely just wanted to apologize in advance for any type of technical issues. The chat box is open. I have a team that is here and we'll be able to catch your questions just in case I forget something or I may have not touched on something specifically. Please make sure that you ask in advance. So, or you guys are actually able to go ahead and email me, email, and I have the team in the back waiting for your email questions as well. So I'm nervous. I'm definitely going to apologize for that. I'm so nervous. This is such an honor to be able to share all of this information and just the fact that people are truly here wanting that sort of information. So we know about Noxema. We know about Cetaphil. We know about Neutrogena. We know about all of these chemical issues, but at the end of the day, nobody truly taught us how nature works with those things. So everyone who is here, even though you are here live, you still will be sent a recorded copy as well as the PowerPoint presentation attached with it. Just that is yours to own and it's all yours. So don't feel bad if you have to log out or, once again, technical issues. Just know at the end of it, you will definitely get to receive everything. So I definitely just wanted to let you guys know, just my commitment as a whole to this holistic lifestyle. It's not just fruits and vegetables. It is an overall just well-being in a physical state that reflects on the outside. I came today, all I have on is Blistex and a little bit of mascara. And that's pretty much it. That's all I have today. So I just want you guys to know that there is another way. And once again, nature works. A specific skincare regimen, like there is a lot of different practices that people may have or people, necessarily do. So I'm just kind of throwing things in seeds out there for you guys to actually be planted. It's not step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. It doesn't work that way. Nature doesn't work that way. We have no idea. But a lot of the things I just want you to incorporate in addition to the things that you already do, or just different things to look out for, so I definitely just am allowing you guys to open up your minds and be that. My entire goal and my entire objective within this entire webinar, just to change your mindset about your lifestyle. That's it. I'm not saying you have to do things a specific way, but I'm just saying overall, holistically, here are different things that you may not have thought about or you may not do consistently. So that is what this entire thing, so my goal is for everyone to be able to build an entire life just full of compassion, full of grace, and just a healthier, happier existence, that allows you to have a better relationship, not only within yourself, but with your skin, with your smile, with the person that you are. So with all of that being said, let's jump into the webinar. Here is the PowerPoint presentation, and you will, once again, see me, you will hear me, but you won't necessarily see me so much. There is a lot of information. I have been working on these slides I just hope you guys love them. So here is the Sensational Skin webinar. So, glowing gold, sensational skin. So many of us are stuck in different cycles of just dysfunction and negative behavior, no matter what the cycle is. Like this specific webinar is basically allowing you to really achieve those goals, no matter what the cycle is. We're designed to help you move in a different direction. So it's definitely one of those elements where commitment, like my commitment to you by the end of this webinar, is to basically show you a different path. And that path may be full of obstacles, but suddenly it's going to look like an open highway. It's going to open up. Nature is one thing gets accomplished. Being in mind, let's dive as to how different symptoms, areas actually embody our face. One of the topic words that I want to basically cover is acne, breakouts, eczema, dry skin, dark spots, hyperpigmentation, the different fundamentals within shaving, sugaring, with razor bumps, and so stretch marks, reversible athlete's foot, facial body hair, and hyperosis is over sweating, who completely drenched and have so many different issues. So really understanding how that stuff actually works and realizing what our skin is truly eating, the language of our skin. Our skin is the last thing on our entire body that actually gets nourishment and nutrients. So how do we go wrong? Really breaking down those fundamentals of understanding how these things truly work, and not only what we are eating in addition to what is eating us. Because, Mother Nature doesn't work that way. Really understanding how that stuff truly works. Like I said, my entire goal is to just help you change your lifestyle. I want you to build a more graceful, healthier, happier and more compassionate relationship with yourself and the world. And I believe that nature is the key. Nature is the key of all of our issues. And once we get divorced from nature, that's where we start having these problems. So where did we go wrong? You know, like the commercial fast foods are non-organic, you know, like they're genetically altered and chemicalized dirt, and there are synthetic food lookalikes. So, oh, we thought we were drinking water, but at the end of the day, that's not necessarily water, because how come it's filled with monosodium glutamate? What exactly is chlorine doing in my spring water? Really understanding how those things actually work. So going into and transitioning into the fundamentals of skin, we have to understand the root cause of the problem and what we're trying to deal with. So what exactly is skin? Skin, by definition, is a noun. So it's a thing. It's a person, it's a place, it's a thing. It's a thin layer of tissue forming in the the outer covering of a body, of a person or animal. But the simple definition of an actual organism, and you will hear me use that word over and over and over again, it's an organism. So it's a living thing. You know, like it is a system with many parts that depend on each other and work together. So once we truly understand what that actually is, we will understand why we have dandruff issues, or why we have dry scalp, or why we have, you know, lupus flare-ups, or why we actually have all of these issues that are happening within us. Where did the cold sores come from? Where do we really go to understand what these things actually work? I mean, how these things actually work. So once we understand the blood, we understand the hair follicles, we understand the glands, we understand the layers. So just like everything else, just like the skin of an onion, we can slice it in half. You will see layer on top of layer on top of layer on top of layer. That is the exact same way that our skin works. So once again, our skin is alive. It is living, and it is a system with many parts that depend on each other and working together. It has to work together in order to bring complete total harmony and peace on this planet and within existence. So we really have to understand you are what you eat, but also you are what you eats as well. So I actually Googled. I said, okay, Google, so what exactly is skin made of? In correlation, you know, I'm a pattern thinker, so I like to think, and I see things in colors and I see things in patterns. That's how my brain works. That's how my food philosophy is. That's how my lifestyle is. That's how my relationships, my friendships are. I see the patterns and I adjust myself accordingly to what the patterns are. So really understanding what skin actually is. Skin is made up of 3 layers. Okay, so it is consistently made up of cells, you know, and y'all can actually read the rest. But understanding by that definition, you see the highlighted word. The word that is highlighted in correlation to the difference between what plants are made of and what skin is made of. It's cells. As you see, everything else, it's cells, it's cells, it's cells. That word continuously rings out. So really understanding that cells are nothing but sunlight, water, absorbency rate, vitamin C, color, melanin, hyperpigmentation, all of those things, it all comes down to the cells. So my personal food philosophy within the way that I eat, I am Tierra. I am a raw food vegan. I eat a specific way because I'm trying to access certain information. I only eat living things because I understand the philosophy when it comes down to food. And I understand, you know, also, once again, life. So I know if I eat specific things, it's going to trigger something else. So those triggers may be depression, it may be fatigue, it may be the itis, it may be cellulite, it may be anything, depression. Oh my gosh, you know, like it's so many different things. So I only eat things that I want specific triggers to go off. So I only eat living things. There's a quote at the bottom of this page, and it says, healthy, hydrated cells are the key to ageless skin and a healthy body. I get asked all the time, and I did not realize that it was a thing. I had no idea that my skin was as, I don't know, I don't even know the word to call it, but a lot of people are attracted to it. Like, oh my gosh, wow, how do you glow like that? And mind you, I am a retired makeup artist. So I know how to paint it on. I know how to make it look a certain way, but I've always been the makeup artist that shows up without makeup on. And people are completely mesmerized by how I actually did that. They're asking what products do I use and what skincare regimen. And mind you, I have been a vegan since 2008. And vegan meaning, I don't want people to think that it's some sort of veggie mafia or some sort of recruitment program. That's so not what it is. It's just, once again, I picked the lifestyle that actually works for me in the path to where I was going. And eating anything in a reverse life process is just not what I was trying to do with myself. So there is no skincare regimen for me personally. It wasn't about, a scrub or a toner or moisturizers or anything like that. It's literally what I am eating on the inside that completely, infinitely reflects out. I realize now I glow in the dark. I barely go outside. I'm usually in bed by 9:00 p.m., but I glow in the dark. That's a thing. How is this happening? It is the inside that is reflecting on the outside. So when we have so many different problems, these are usually the reasons why. We usually have an acidic liver. Our liver is the place where everything lives. That is where everything lives. Look at the word. It is live-er. You have to live there first. So that is the basic mechanics of how your entire biological function is working. Everything goes through the liver. So you're breaking out because your liver is too acidic or there's too much processed foods. Let's look at the word processed and how processed truly works. What is a process? Anytime you eat something processed, that means you can't eat it in its original form. That means it had to go through a process in order to get to the space or what you actually have in front of you. So that's the breads, the pastas, the sugars, anything that you got out of a freezer, anything that came out of a package or a wrapper or a jar. All of that stuff is processed. Anything that had to go into an oven, it's all processed. It had to go through a process to become food. So too much processed foods, alcohol, dehydration, hormonal imbalances, mineral deficiencies, parasites, toxic cleansing products, lack of sleep, bowels, your constipation, the liver, once again, your clogged lymphatic system, dairy, wheat, and gluten, a Candida overgrowth, and Candida is not gender specific. Males have Candida just like women. Males carry yeast the same way females do. If you ever want to check to see how someone's Candida actually is, because we have to pay attention to certain things, like we definitely have to pay attention. This goes to, and mind you, I'm gonna give the disclaimer now that I'm very graphic. This is a safe space. So I'm not meaning to offend anybody, but Candida overgrowth, it is male and it is female. Ever want to see how someone's pH balance actually is? Look at their tongue. Ask someone to stick their tongue out. If it is white and has all sorts of stuff on there, do not go into an intimate space with them. You'll wake up with the itchies and the scratchies and can't figure out why. That's a thing. Male and female. Once again, the males, if you are not circumcised, that extra skin, once again, can carry different microbial bacteria. It can carry yeast. It can carry anything. So this is a skin webinar. We want to make sure that we are tackling all areas of the skin. So Candida equals, once again, sugar. Be careful with the sugar. Sugar isn't just donuts and lollipops. Sugars is the things that metabolize in your body as sugar. So that is French fries, that is potatoes, that is processed pastas, that's Alfredos, that is dairy, that is all things that your body metabolizes as sugar. And it's not just, sweet things either. Also, stress will break you out. Emotional stress will break you out even more and dehydrate you. Ladies who actually have hormonal imbalance that has triggered PCOS, and your body is just developing too much testosterone. So really understanding, like the reasons why we are having these triggers, going and having, processed foods or fast foods, or, oh my gosh, I thought Chick-fil-A was better. No. Any type of consumer junk food. You know, like this makes the consumer a junk food addict. You know, like we really have to be careful because the commercial foods have an overabundance of toxic, poisonous, synthetic chemicals, hormones, antibiotics, steroids, and so many other things that are built and custom made to destroy and deteriorate the human body. But they're addicting. Sugar is horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. But we're all addicted in some way, shape, or form. I ate a piece of chocolate cake a couple days ago. It happened. It went down. I have a pimple on my forehead now. All food has a karma. That is one thing that I want us all to understand is what goes in comes around. What goes around comes around. So is it really worth it in that moment? Should I have done it? Because I have a webinar on Sunday all about skin. You would think that I would actually make the conscious choice to say no, Tierra, no cake. You actually have something bigger than you. But I'm sorry, I am human. I got defeated by that cake and it went down. Now I have a pimple on my forehead. It is karma. All food has karma. So really understanding what we are doing and how those things actually work. It's not, you know, oh, I eat good all the time. Did you put it in a microwave? You know, like what's a microwave doing to your food? Also, what's a microwave doing to your cells? Things to think about. Or it's not a breakout. It's not your cycle that's coming. It's probably the dollar menu or that value meal that you decided that you were going to get to save you time, but it zapped you from your energy. And, you know, it's not necessarily a happy meal. Let's think about that. It's not necessarily a happy meal. It doesn't make you happy. It makes you happy temporarily in that moment. But overall, the effects, you know, like we really have to understand that those toxic things are coming out. They're coming out of our bodies. They're coming out in so many different ways. Off to the right is the chart that's showing you what areas your body internally is speaking to you. But we were never taught the language of our bodies, ever. Why is that? Have we ever questioned that? Like, what exactly, how come I don't know these things? I'm a human. I should know how humans work. I should know how a human body truly works. We know how to drive a Toyota Camry. We know the ups and downs between these video games. But at the end of the day, we do not know what is happening with our bodies. Our skin is talking to us. The toxic things are coming out, and then we put toxic things on top of it to try to push it back in. So it's a tug of war of just toxicity. Yes, Clearasil may have worked for a month or two, but at the end of the day, it's a karma. Synthetic things do not work. Not one cell in your human body is made up of a drug or a chemical. So nothing can be cured that way. Let's just think about that. It's all temporary. You may have clear skin, but what's happening with your pancreas? You may have clear skin, but now your kidneys are failing. We really have to be careful and go back to nature when it comes down to things like that. And honestly, eating dead foods is sending the wrong signal to your bodies. So anything that is processed, you know, like in the commercial fast foods are non-organic and they are processed. They're genetically altered and chemicalized dirt, you know, like, and there are synthetic food lookalikes, like I said earlier. In fact, there's like no commercial food that is truly safe to eat. You know, like commercial foods, they have that overabundance of toxic, poisonous, synthetic chemicals, hormones, antibiotics, steroids, and all sorts of nutrient codes that block absorption. The additives, the preservatives, and the colorings, which destroy and deteriorate all parts of our human body. I said that earlier. I'm going to reiterate that. There's no way to really work with nature and chemicals. It's impossible. So this webinar is geared towards nature. Y'all know how to use the chemicals. There's plenty of YouTube tutorials that are able to actually show you different things that I'm not showing you today. So this is not all things makeup or anything like that. I want you to help the things that grow the things that grow the things that grow the things. So we're going beneath the surface, on top of the surface, below everything else. So this is about to get deep. So I just definitely want you guys to know, and we're going to understand, you know, just overall food constipation and what these things are that are toxic and harmful for us. So here are a few words and toxic ingredients that we truly have to understand what is actually happening. So these are within fragrance, colognes, nail polishes, hair dyes or itch creams, toothpastes, lipsticks, ointments. I am a retired makeup artist. I had to gracefully bow out because I could not make a conscious decision to truly feed poison into people at the rate to what I was. You know, like I knew that I could be a better person just by allowing myself to just flow infinitely within whatever purpose it is that divinity had within inside of me. And honestly, being able to be here today and guide you guys and show you a lot of the things just to look out for. And like I said, there is no right or wrong way. These are just seeds to be planted just so you're able to actually think and just so you're able to actually allow everything to actually work differently. You know, like if you know to stay away from parabens, okay, cool. You know, like parabens are one of the most toxic ingredients within a lot of deodorants. So a lot of my women who are having underarm issues and boils or ingrown hairs under your underarms, and this is for the fellas too. It's the same exact thing. A lot of people, the parabens are linked directly to breast cancer. So now, 2016, there are popping up even more male cases of actual breast cancer. So we may have to be careful because the doctors are not specifically telling us like, yeah, you know, like you may have to have a monosectomy, but at the end of the day, they never say switch up your deodorant. So we have to be careful of those toxic ingredients. And it's not, oh, you know, Dove keeps me dry. Think about 30 years of using Dove. Or if you're like me, when you first started getting funky when you were younger, my mama put me on Tussie. Like, who uses Tussie in 2016? Or Suave, or so many different things. And there are so many cases that are popping up with class action lawsuits about these parabens in our skincare products. So if you guys are using a commercial line deodorant, I definitely say let's go ahead and find another one, a natural deodorant without parabens in aluminum. So we have to be careful with those. Fragrance, coal tar, formaldehyde, all of these words, aluminum, mineral oils, you know, a lot of my makeup artists, my other makeup artists, or my makeup, you know, gurus, or my product whores, as I call them. We have to stop collecting all of these things just to, you know, try to glow in the dark at night. That bronzer ain't hitting on what your skin could truly hit on. Really understanding how that stuff actually works. So finding a great deodorant that works for you. One natural deodorant that I use is the Thai crystal, salt crystal deodorant. I also use lemon peels. That's right, lemon peels. Cut off a little piece of the lemon, a little bit of the skin, not a lot, because you don't want to be walking around with pulpy pits. But the lemon peel, rub that under, or a lime works as well. I'm not sure if oranges work. I haven't tried that much, but lemons and limes work as a natural deodorant. I used that for at least 3 years straight. No funk. I would sweat a little bit, but the thing that we have to understand, especially going away from natural deodorants or going towards natural deodorants, is they are not antiperspirants. So you will sweat. Your armpit is directly a sweat gland. You're supposed to sweat. You're supposed to release those things. So you guys have to really be careful. Let's talk about the phthalates. So really that is a chemical that mimics human hormones. You know, like a lot of men are walking around with very low sperm counts, and people are having birth defects, and people are coming out with thyroid irregularities and all sorts of things. So we definitely have to be careful. So you guys can actually look over this chart whenever you have time, because once again, everybody will actually get this specific PowerPoint presentation as well, just to actually look over, you know, the different words. So I believe in order to fix any problem, we have to kill it from the inside out. So here are natural antibiotics. So apple cider vinegar, this works really good. A lot of people dilute it and use it as a skin toner. I take a shot of apple cider vinegar daily, if not at least 2 to 3 times a week. Great for digestion. It's just great general maintenance. You guys can actually Google the medicinal benefits of apple cider vinegar. Click the images. You'll see so much other stuff, way more than I can even explain within this 2 hours of allotted time. Diatomaceous earth. This stuff is like the scrubbing bubbles for your insides. This is a really, 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 really great anti-parasite cleanse. So it comes, it looks like clay, you know, like you can get them in the capsules, but that is one thing, once again, I want you guys to actually look into and find one that works for you. Make sure it is a food grade diatomaceous earth. You can find diatomaceous earth at a Home Depot or Lowe's because it is a herb killer or it does something to the soil. That's not the one you want to swallow. Do you hear me? That's not the one you want to swallow. Make sure your diatomaceous earth says food grade. Activated charcoal. Activated charcoal can be used for so many different health ailments. It's used as a great skin whitener. It's used within facial masks. I'm not a mask facial person, but a lot of people are using that in conjunction because, you know, they just like masks, but it's very, very good. It is a great hangover remedy as well for my people who like to indulge in adult beverages. It is an antitoxin. It absorbs so many different harmful things. A lot of nurses or medical practitioners, this is one of the things that someone actually comes into the hospital and they have food poisoning or something like that, they kind of pump them with activated charcoal just because of its great absorbency rate. It doesn't taste like anything. So oil of oregano. I think that this is one of the go-to #1 antibiotics. It kills everything. It has so many different microbial components and properties that it can actually do within everything. So oil of oregano, now, disclaimer, it is strong. It never tastes good, ever, ever, ever. But we are not doing any of these things for the taste. We've done enough for the taste. That's what got us in these skin problems to begin with, because we too busy tasting stuff. Let's go ahead and kill these things to make sure that we still have a long life to be able to taste as many things that we want to taste. So let's go on the inside and let's kill it all. Colloidal silver. Colloidal silver is a really, really great antibiotic as well for any type of fungal infection, any type of throat, skin, nose. A lot of people who are dealing with allergies right now, a lot of people go and they just gargle with colloidal silver. It comes in so many different forms. So this is something that you guys definitely have to look into. It comes in a nasal spray. People use it for ear infections. It's just one of those overall, just holistic, really, really great things that, you know, God just kind of put here on the earth and said, hey, I need you guys to just go be great. In case you have not realized, I believe in the earth. I believe in all things nature. You know, like nature is just the winning team. And at the end of the day, beyond written language, beyond indoctrination, behind societal factors, behind anything, at the end of the day, nature always wins. You know, that's before humanity. That's before continental divides. That's before written language. Nature always wins. So my specific philosophy, I just get on the winning team. That's it. I'm not trying to fight nature. I'm not trying to resist nature. I'm not trying to go against nature. I just think that, you know, when nature is cooperating with you, or when you are cooperating with nature, nature nourishes you. So I am all about the nourishment of your cells, of your being, of your breath, of your existence, of your energy, of your smile, and especially of your skin. So another major antibiotic and disinfectant is tea tree oil. Tea tree oil, I feel personally, is the key to razor bumps. It is the key to any type of toe fungus. It is the key to any type of overall, this is a really, really good color. What is it? When your skin is discolored, excuse me. When your skin is discolored, tea tree oil, especially if you need to get rid of specific dark spots or anything like that, spot treat with tea tree oil, especially if you have a specific little bump that, you know, Exhibit A is on my forehead right now. Just spot treat with tea tree oil. And once again, nature is not rushed, so you have to be patient with it. We are in such a fast, quick, instant society. We do not understand how to really, really allow ourselves to just go with the flow. We truly have to just go with the flow and allow nature to just kind of take over and do what it's supposed to do. So the pau d'arco, that is on this food chart. That is one of the great, most medicinal herbs that I possibly can ever say. I'm gonna just let that word be out there, and I'm gonna let you guys actually go and do the research specifically for yourself. A lot of people go back and forth when it comes down to garlic, whether it's alkaline, whether it's a hybrid food. I personally do not know, but I believe garlic is great. We are in a specific society right now where we have to combat so many different things. We have to combat Ebola. We have to walk through sneezes. We have to worry about, you know, all sorts of different just societal factors. And at the end of the day, I believe that garlic is one of the main components that is definitely a great natural antibiotic in order to just keep certain things down. So echinacea, that is also a beautiful, beautiful flower herb that boosts your immune system. It definitely helps ward off any type of diseases or anything that's fungal that may be coming in, or just anything that's really, really great preventative care. So if you guys just go ahead and take the time for yourself to look into these things, and literally Google is amazing. It's an amazing tool. It's an amazing resource. Please feel free to go ahead and look at all of these things. I have just about every single thing in my cabinets and in my way of life, so I will not speak on anything that I do not know personally or have had any type of personal interaction with. So transitioning into the next slide. MSM, turmeric, and golden seal. Once again, even more great antibiotics that does not cause for a prescription. These things help everything. A lot of people are doing facial masks with turmeric. They're doing so many different things. This is one of the main components in these three ingredients right here. A lot of people are having issues when it comes down to just inflamed faces or inflamed bodies, or you got a rough patch or something made you break out. This is one of those. Well, all three of these are really, 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 really great for just circulatory systems. They're really, really great for gastric disorders. They're really great just for anything inflammatory. So if you guys do not have these herbs and incorporate these herbs on a regular basis, you might definitely want to go ahead and get into them. Literally rosacea, when it comes down to dandruff, oily skin, you know, like anybody that actually has oily skin or sensitive skin, these are definitely some of the things that you want to embark on. So definitely make sure you guys work with these herbs and these spices all the time. Once again, a lot of our pharmaceuticals and the things that we are introduced into, especially by the doctors or nurse practitioners or anything, they're always extracting from nature. So instead of you giving me a pill that is extracted from this, and the Ganoderma mushroom, and it came from this, how about you just give me the actual mushroom or the actual herb, and let me see what that actually does. You know, like, so anybody who is experiencing acne or dandruff or oily skin, anything, turmeric is something that you want in your life every single day, all the time. You can actually find it as an actual powder. It's no more than $2. It's no more. But once again, Google the benefits of all of these supplements. There's so many different things that it can actually do. But once again, I am about healing the things from the inside out, the inside to where it actually prevents everything. So with everything it is that I am targeting, and the main body part, the main organ that you have to conquer is your liver. So if you've never done a liver detox or never done anything specifically to target your liver regularly, not, oh, one time, you know, a few years ago, I did this, that, and the other. No. This is a never-ending journey. True health is never stops. It never, ever, ever, ever stops. And honestly, true happiness, the happiness it is that I feel that you seek, that I seek, It cannot be swallowed in a pill. It can't be sprayed through an inhaler, and it cannot be rubbed on in a cream. That is a never-ending journey of just finding out how to gain that power, and it never stops. The work never stops. The only thing that truly works is work. So consistency is the key behind all of these things. You don't look like what you do every now and then. We are reflections about what we do consistently. So we have to keep those things in mind and really understanding how to trigger and really get down to the root cause of a lot of these problems. And 9 times out of 10, it's our mindsets. So once we're able to approach it differently, we're able to work around it differently. And our skin should only work in betterment of ourselves. So really understanding what that is. I want you guys to be introduced to my hero, Annette Larkins. Annette Larkins. Annette Larkins is she is my health guru. She is my superhero. I saw Annette Larkins. I saw a news interview about her probably about 4 years ago. And Annette, this lady right here, changed my entire life. I saw her, I watched her interview, and I said, oh, something has to change. Mind you, at this time, I was already a vegan. I was already living a plant-based lifestyle. Annette Larkin is a raw food vegan. I was like, wow, I don't know what a raw food vegan is. What does that even look like? This lady right here that you see, she is 74 years old. 74. She has on hot pants and vibrant hair. Like, that's her hair. That's not a wig. You know, of course, she has a roller set. You can tell. But the lady does not look a day over, I'd say 38 between. She don't look older than 45. You know, like, and this lady is 74 years old. The things that she said, this was my living example. I've never seen anything like that. I never heard anything like that. She's walking around. Her husband's pre-diabetic. Please feel free to go ahead and Google Annette Larkins. You can definitely see her interviews of her husband. Annette Larkins has been a raw food vegan for over 20, maybe almost 30 years. Seeing her gave me the ambition. I said, okay, I have more work to do. I want to be like her. I want to be the next her. So as you see, this is my superhero. So healthy skin is a reflection of overall wellness. This lady does not, she's moving, she's dancing. I think she twerked in one of the videos. The lady is moving. She gave birth, she grew people, and she still looks like that. And it's not just a physical reflection, but it's inevitable. You know, like, it's inevitable. So I have real life old lady goals, like old lady goals. These 30s has nothing to do with what these 60s are about to look like. Each decade that welcomes me, I am going to welcome it with its absolute maximum capacity, with the utmost energetic frequency that I possibly can do, because there's so much life out here. There's so much more on this planet to get lost in circumstantial issues. But one of the main components that Annette Larkins, she has her own garden. She only drinks her own fruits and vegetables that she grows. She only drinks rainwater. That she has her own distillery. So she has created her own little environment, and she just exists within that. But one of the main superfoods that she embarks on and she heavily speaks on is the noni fruit. So she credits that noni fruit to being one of her fountains of youth. So guess what I have in my cabinet? I have the noni fruit. Do I know where it comes from? Nope. Do I know where it grows? Nope. But I know Annette said it, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that in my body, because I need to look like that when I am 70-something as well, and then grew people and brought them out here on the planet. She gave birth to twins, and I think they're like 50. Nobody looks like her. So if anybody wants to see what my mission is, here is Exhibit A. So look into Annette Larkins. She's absolutely amazing. She knows multiple languages. She knows so many different things, but one of her main components of health and overall wellness is the noni fruit. The noni fruit is high in vitamin C. It's high in vitamin E. It's huge in electrolytes, and it absorbs nothing but the sunlight. So one thing that we all have to keep in mind is we have to stop going away from the sun. That is the problem. We're going away from the sun. We're going away from the sun foods. We're going away from the things that grow in the sun. I think the sun is kind of vital when it comes down to health and wellness and just real overall a reflection of sunlight. I want to be just as vibrant as the sun. So really understanding how that stuff actually works in correlation to really understanding what that stuff is. So everything that grows in nature, it's all about the minerals. So we have to understand that the minerals and the vitamins, they are the key. We are in an overprocessed world now where we're not getting the proper nutrients because the soil is different. The rain is different. We can't even drink water that falls from the sky anymore. That's polluted. So it's not the fact of, well, my grandmother used to do something back in the day and she never had any problems. Grandma's not eating the same type of bread that we're eating in 2016. That's not the same type of chicken. That's not the same type of cow. That is definitely not the same type of Thanksgiving turkey. When I was growing up, the Thanksgiving turkey was the family friend running around in the backyard. We're far from that. You know, like, so really understanding that we're not getting the core things that we need out of our foods and out of our waters anymore. So understanding how minerals work and true vitamins work, they hold the key to our essence and our vitality. So silica is a main ingredient when it comes down to true skin and true vitality of really understanding how this stuff truly works. Vitamin A, C, E, and K. Concentrate on those. Those are direct triggers when it comes down to skin as well. Zinc. Zinc is really, 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 really great. Just look up zinc found in foods. You guys will find food charts, all sorts of stuff that shows you zinc enriched foods. Probiotics. If you guys do not know what your gut health is, or once again, that constipation, or really understanding how to navigate through a healthier essence of how to flow through the flora that is going through your body. So your gut health, it's the same as a coral reef at the bottom of the ocean. It's holding certain things. There's things that are living in there that we haven't even seen. There's microscopic organisms that just flow through there. And imagine if your ocean was dehydrated, if it was experiencing a drought. That's what we do on a regular basis when we don't allow our water to flow through us, when we don't have enough liquids inside of us, or, you know, we're completely bombarded with caffeines and coffees or energy drinks or anything else, you know, like, oh my goodness, I've been drinking Amazon tea all day long and didn't realize it. That matters. It throws off the equilibrium within everything else. So once that's thrown off, what's going to happen? Your atmosphere is going to be thrown off. Your environment's going to be thrown off. I look at myself the same way that I look at the earth. I know I'm a Pisces. I am a water sign. I really feel like I am just a walking, breathing ocean. I have that type of confidence. But you have to understand, once you master that ocean, there are lakes beneath oceans. So there are still so many different things it is that we have to learn out here. It's a whole nother environment. So I'm saying that just to emphasize that the learning never, ever, ever stops. So if I have to eat apples, apricots, avocados, blackberries, cabbages, carrots, Swiss chard, raisins, raspberries, tangerines, watercress, whatever, all this stuff grows from the ground, okay. I'll take some. I'll actually take 2 servings. Thank you very much, because that makes sense to me. So really understanding how we work in correlation with how the earth actually works. So understanding how those vitamins and those minerals hold the key. Get you a really good multivitamin. I specifically, and once again, this entire webinar, it's off of just experience. You know, I don't have all the answers, but here are just different seeds to be able to, for you to implement on a regular basis. Get on a nice multivitamin. One trusted brand that I prefer is Garden of Life. So look up the brand Garden of Life multivitamins. They're all vegan. They don't have any of the synthetic fillers inside of them, and they're not harmful. But look through all of those things, and it allows you to pick whichever one actually works for you. One of my major resource tools, because I don't want everybody saying I'm freaking out before we go into the products, go online. Go to the direct manufacturer. A lot of the things that I will tell you to purchase or I recommend, they're probably hard to find. You know, like they're definitely very hard to find. I am a localist. I like to shop in local places and support local businesses or handmade crafts or artisans, and I like things like that. So being able to find those same sorts of outlets in your area or wherever you are located, but utilize Amazon. Amazon has everything. And it shows up at your door, and it feels like Christmas all the time. So go ahead and utilize Amazon, and I think you'll be great. So don't get overwhelmed before we actually go into this space of really understanding what that stuff actually is. So how to fix things. Exfoliating. So when it comes down to your skin, exfoliation is key. Once again, I'm not a math person. So a lot of these ingredients and these spices and these herbs, please feel free to go onto YouTube and, you know, figure out how to actually actually do things, combine things with inside of yourself just based off of these tools, because there is no right or wrong way to do it. It's all about just trial and error and just trying things. No different than us trying a different beverage today, or we're going to try a different sauce. It's the same exact thing. So always use specific bases. One day it might be a cocoa butter base. It might be a coconut oil base. It might be a shea butter base. Please feel free to go ahead and just mix and match all of these things however you see fit and whatever works for you in your lifestyle. Dry brushing. This is one thing that I definitely recommend. It is a great exfoliant. If you've never dry brushed, I recommend going out and buying you an actual dry brush. They have really great ones on sale for decent price at a TJ Maxx or a Ross, or once again, Amazon. You can find everything. Don't spend over don't spend over $12 for it. If you spend over $12, you're kind of getting ripped off. So I'm sure you can actually find it for a decent price, but it's really, really good just for exfoliation. It helps remove all sorts of dead skin cells without your body being wet. You know, like I said, our skin is a living, breathing thing. Sometimes we just have to go and rake the grass in our yards in order for our yards to actually look renewed. Well, some people lives and yards can actually be renewed. Some of them, it just kind of ain't no help. But really understanding how your lymphatic system actually works. So when you dry brush, that stimulates your lymphatic system. So understanding what your lymphatic system is, it's your lymph nodes. So that is basically just pores that are out, that are just breathing. You know, like our bodies absorb all of these different things through our lymph nodes. That's why we're breaking out under our arms or our backs, or we have back acne and all these things, because our bodies are polluted. You know, like our skin is constipated because we are addicted to chips and Cheetos and hot Fritos and barbecue and sandwiches and Chick-fil-A and yeah, all these other things. And what are those things from Burger King? Those French toast sticks. Ooh, I miss those. But we're really addicted to these things in real life. And our skin is constipated and we don't know what to do with it besides go out and run to a makeup counter to try to cover it up. You won't have to cover it up if you target it from the inside out. So that is my method within everything. You won't have to cover up anything. Like, you won't. Allow it to breathe. Also, dry body brushing, it can be used as a stress reducer. It feels good. You know, the same way that a horse likes to be brushed or a dog likes to be brushed, we're the same exact way. We are animals. We like to be brushed, or some people like to get their scalps shampooed or oiled scalps and all of that stuff. I know that's like a sister ritual for us. Like, we sit around and just grease each other's scalps. It's the best thing ever. So when you are dry brushing, that is something that you should definitely do. Also, ladies, gentlemen, anybody who is dealing with cellulite, this is a cellulite reducer. Now, before we get too happy, it starts from the inside out. Cellulite. If people are dealing with cellulite, the number one key component in superfood with them reducing cellulite, in addition to dry brushing, it is grapefruits. Oh my gosh, I don't like grapefruits. Get over it. It is quick. There is nothing that you can do for the great side effects of grapefruits. Grapefruits only make you great. So you might want to go ahead and start incorporating grapefruits on a regular basis. There is something magical about these citrus foods. So even if you drink them or eat them or incorporate them on a regular basis, you will not have cellulite if you do this consistently on a regular basis, in addition to great diet and exercise or just moving around. But dry brushing can definitely help that. A lot of people who are already fit or already in a great space, or a lot of my mommies who just can't quite get rid of, you know, certain little skin pockets, definitely try the grapefruits and the dry brushing. I definitely recommend. That is also one of the key components to stretch marks, ladies and gentlemen, because y'all have them too. It is one of the main components to stretch marks. You can reverse stretch marks. All of this exfoliating is key component to stretch marks. Now, mind you, don't try to do this and put chemicals into your skin. It's not going to work that way. Your skin is a cell. It is an organism. It does not know how to work with those things. It does not know how to work with these toxic ingredients. So this module in the middle, these are these little Korean little exfoliating body mitten glove things. If anybody has ever been to a Korean bathhouse, they are absolutely amazing. They put you on this table and they flip you over like you are a piece of meat, and they just scrub you down, scrub you down, scrub you down. These little mitten things, and you can find them once again on Amazon. They're not expensive. They're like $5. Get those. They are the most amazing exfoliators ever. I definitely do not recommend exfoliating your skin, and this is all over body. You know, these two tools are just all over body. I definitely don't recommend exfoliating over 2 times a week. That's too much. Your skin regenerates itself every 28 days. So you definitely just have to allow it to do its own natural process. But this is just something that you can definitely integrate weekly, especially in specific problem areas. So for my ladies who have stretch marks, who have the varicose veins, especially for people who are dealing with razor bumps, especially in the vaginal regions that have, you know, razor bumps, too much waxing, too much shaving, definitely exfoliating is the key to that. The ingrown hairs, all of that stuff. Really be careful, especially with our men that are actually a part of this webinar as well. A lot of the shaving, we have to be careful when we are shaving our hair follicles in the way that we are, whether that's your beard, your mustache, the back of your neck. A lot of these things can definitely be reversed just by actually exfoliating your skin. One of my go-to products. This is Kiss My Bath. Kiss My Bath Essentials. This is a lady that is super kind. She has all natural, homemade, vegan products. A lot of people live by her face scrub. This specific face scrub, it is rich within magnesium. So it's very magnesium rich. This is the only face scrub that I definitely would actually recommend to people outside of actually doing it yourself, you know, finding your own ingredients and things that I have already mentioned and just trying different things within yourself. But an actual product, I'm not a face scrub type person. I do maybe once a month, if even that. But this one is my #1 go-to. And this is for sensitive skin. This is for oily skin. This is for combination skin. This is for male skin. This is for female skin. This is the product that you want. So that specific one in particular, it's filled with all sorts of medicinal properties, and I've seen her hand make it personally. So it's a really great product that I definitely recommend. So all of that exfoliating, well, what are you supposed to use to actually exfoliate? The body wash. Now, one of the main things that I definitely want to disclose is a lot of the triggers that we are having within our skin, especially body acne or discoloration, we have to convert our towels and our washcloths and our washing utensils to non-colored because the dyes are a trigger. The dyes are a trigger to, once again, it's the harmful chemicals that are going into the dyes that are going into our bodies directly after our pores are open when we come out of the shower or, you know, the pool or whatever it is. It is the colored towels and washcloths that could throw us off. So if you have not made that type of conversion, I definitely recommend everyone actually convert their washing utensils to all white. You're able to actually bleach them and really disinfect them, and they don't hold the smells and the chemicals and the harmful ingredients as well. So definitely make sure you convert your towels and your washcloths to white. So body wash. These are my go-to body wash Products. I use this Dr. Bronner's Peppermint Castile Soap. It is a hemp oil. It is a hemp soap. This is what I use as my shampoo. This is what I use all over. I use it everywhere. I work out multiple times a day. So this is the one thing that actually breaks down all of the oils and anything that could have been built up on my entire body, to really just break down everything. I wash my makeup brushes in it. This is one of those really just go to all over. It's a 18-in-1 type of soap. So if anybody ever has the time, I definitely say go ahead and read that label. This little Dr. Bronner guy was off his rocker, but he was a genius. He was an absolute genius. So he had a lot to say, and he printed everything that he felt and said on this label. It is actually really hilarious if you read it. So I definitely recommend everybody actually take that time to read that label. So this is my only go-to body wash. I don't use too many different things, and this is the one thing that I consistently use. I have it in a peppermint, I have it in a bar soap, I travel with it. It has little travel size. So I definitely recommend people just go ahead and get familiar with all of these. For my guys, girls, oily skin, the eucalyptus, the bar soap is really, really good. Anytime we are having oily skin or problematic skin or acne prone skin or eczema or any type of thing, rosacea, we always have to kind of use something that is mentholated. So that's the peppermint, that's the eucalyptus, that's rosemary, that is tea tree. Anything that goes on your body and you're able to feel it kind of tingle a little bit, that's what you want it to do, because it's opening up those pores and it's allowing it to breathe. You know the commercial, when I bite into a York peppermint patty, I get the tingling sensation. Yeah, it's that way all over. So your cells know peppermint. Your cells know eucalyptus. It's a communication system. Your cells know nature. So once again, what is your skin? Your skin is a living organism. So you give it other living things, it knows how to respond to it. Our problems come when we're feeding it things that it has no idea what this stuff is. Our body doesn't know what MAC Studio Fix is. It has no idea what concealer is. It's like, I don't care what color Rihanna then came out with in this lipstick. I don't understand. And why are you putting this here? We don't want this here. Get this away from us. I don't care how many NYX cosmetic lip butters came out. No. It's not natural. Your body is natural, and your body is the one thing on the entire planet that will never, ever, ever, ever lie to you. But we ignore it. So Dr. Bronner also has a sensitive skin and a baby soap. So definitely go ahead and look into that. It's unscented. It has a baby soap as well that's very non-harsh, non-abrasive for your babies. A lot of the times the parents, we don't understand all the different fragrances and the triggers that, we think that our kids have eczema or asthma, when at the end of the day, it's not necessarily eczema or asthma. It's their bodies not knowing how, their brand new little bodies not knowing how to respond to these synthetic chemicals that they're being exposed to. So let's just be mindful moving forward. So these are my body washes. This is my hair routine. And mind you, I have locks. So I get built up debris and oil and all that stuff. Mind you, I used to have psoriasis of the scalp as well. It still flares up from time to time if I change a different climate or if I didn't do something correctly. Dr. Bronner's is the only thing that truly has worked without harmful effects. So anybody who is dealing with any of those issues, the rosacea, whether it's the psoriasis of the scalp, no matter what it is or what harmful ingredients that we are dealing with or scalp skin issues, I definitely recommend this. It's actually really safe in our intimate spaces as well. So our vaginal regions and our, well, I don't have it, but my fellas, y'all have it. Now, this soap, it's going to make your nuts feel like Noxzema. I'm just putting that out there. You're going to feel like Noxzema nuts, but it is okay. Nothing is burning. It's actually really, really great. And it is breaking down all the oils and the dirts and everything down there. So a lot of my men who are on here, if you don't manscape, You know, like definitely manscape. I have to tell my women and my men, you guys have to kind of keep it low, you know, like keep the hair low, keep the hair, but just keep it low. It traps dirt, it traps oil, it traps smells, it traps all of that stuff. And once those things are trapped, it starts forming other issues. So we don't want any of those. So definitely just make sure that we have a nice skincare routine when it comes down to our nice valuable parts. You know, we got to keep the groceries clean for our babies as well. Okay, eczema skin breakout solutions. So this isn't just eczema. This is any type of skin breakout or dark pigmentation or blackheads or any type of acne breakout, whatever it is. This product on the left, the Dr. Bombay Neem Oil. Neem is essential when it comes down to really killing any type of fungal or any type of antibacterial thing that is growing inside of you. Neem is the cure. If a lot of people are embracing detoxes or they're into bitters, you'll definitely see that this is one of the key components when it comes down to actual bitters and tonics and things like that. Neem oil is it. I have seen personally as a witness this specific oil, when used over 5 days, completely reversed eczema. Now, disclaimer, it does not smell good at all. I think it's palatable, but some people, oh my gosh, it smells so horrible. I don't think that it's bad. I think that the eczema is a little bit worse, or, you know, the discolorations and all of that stuff. Neem oil fixes it. This neem oil specifically, and you just have to Google it, Google Dr. Bombay Neem Oil. It is $10. $10. It could end all of your worries. Oil your scalp with it. For my people who have scalp issues, who have dandruff, do an oil treatment, you know, leave it in there, get up underneath the dryer, let it seep in. It kills everything. So really allow that to do what it's supposed to do. You know, like it's really, really good when digested internally as a great digestion system. It definitely helps go through your GI tract. It definitely just kind of clears and kills everything. So any type of situation or issue that was about to occur, so it thought, it's going to go ahead and kill it. So I definitely recommend this as a regular just go-to on a regular basis to incorporate, you know, once again, how to actually get your skin to the best of its maximum ability. It all has to start on the inside out. There's no product, there's no cream, there's no ointment, there's no wash. I know you guys all are probably to the point where you're tired of actually investing in all of these products that just do not work. Let's go ahead and really take the time to really reverse all of these issues and all of these ailments that we're dealing with, because it's going to save us a lot of money, a lot of confusion, a lot of time, and a lot of embarrassment. Silica. Let's understand what silica is. This is that magical ingredient. This is that beauty mineral. Once again, going back to the vitamins and the minerals, silica is it. Now, we know, going back, seeing how, you know, in the movies, people would actually have the cucumbers on their eyes when the rich ladies would go to the spas, or like me, Golden Girls in 227, I just knew I wanted to live a luxurious life like them and hang out with my friends all the time and put cucumbers and sit out on the patio in my Blanche Devereaux robes. Like, I know what those were. I had no idea they knew the key within the cucumbers and within the silica. So if you guys, if you're juicing on a regular basis or want to start juicing for your skin, this chart of the beauty minerals, these are things that you can actually start with in order to incorporate just the beauty mineral that you actually need. Beets are really, really great when ingested in a liquid form. I think they're great anyway, but they're really good. It's really sweet. Raspberries, cucumbers, carrots, anything orange. Let's think about that. Anything orange. Let's go back to the turmeric. Let's go back to beta carotene and how beta carotene truly works. Let's really understand what color the grapefruits are, what color the sun is, what color the sun is when it actually sets, all the vitamin E, C, K, and A. Everything it is that we need, it is in the orange foods that grow from the dirt for free. Get those ones. Eat those ones. Please trust me when it comes down to that. Celery, tomatoes, cucumbers, dandelion. Dandelion is an actual green. That stuff is really hard to find, but that is one of the go-to. If you ever want to cleanse your liver, that is your leafy green superfood. That's what you want. That instantly. Anytime I indulge in a nice adult beverage, I know the very next day I'm going and getting me something that has dandelion in it. It's kind of hard to actually find, but farmers markets, your local retailers, or your local health food stores, or even sometimes you can actually find it that actually comes in a herb, you know, in a capsule. So definitely start incorporating dandelion on a regular basis, just because that goes straight to your liver. And once again, your liver is where everything truly, truly lives. So that's what we want to concentrate on, especially when we're trying to regenerate things and really figure out what the problem is. I'm pretty sure we tried everything, but have we ever done something consistently for our liver and for our cells? Have we ever targeted that? As much product, as much energy, as much confusion, all of that stuff. Really targeting your liver. So understanding how that actually works, go to the dandelion. Alfalfa sprouts, romaine lettuce, cactus. Cactus, you can pretty much find like a nice little cactus drink, usually in the summertime, usually late August you can find one. Horsetail, I've never heard of it or seen it, so, but that's on here. I'm gonna name it anyway. All of the peppers. These peppers are higher in vitamin C than any orange and any other citrus fruits. Our bell peppers. So raspberries, once again, the nettle leaves. The nettle leaves are a really, really great component, especially for people with sensitive skin. You want to start incorporating a nettle leaf tea or a nettle leaf actual capsule or something with the nettles. It definitely helps understand how all that stuff works. My people who actually oversweat, the hyperhidrosis, those people, really allowing your body to cool itself. Silica is one of the main components to where it helps within the endocrine system slow down a bit. So the over access of the water or just purging or sweating like a tailback the way that I do, you definitely want to incorporate the cucumbers on a regular basis. I cannot emphasize any more how important these cucumbers truly are. Even if you like them, drink 30 cucumbers this week. Let's go ahead and just do a quick little challenge. Let's drink 30 cucumbers. Do it however you want. It doesn't matter. Make whatever juice you want. Incorporate it however you want. I say juice over smoothies any day. I don't like the texture, but that's just me personally. I say drink 30 cucumbers a day. And then by the end of that 5 days, let's talk about your skin. I'm pretty sure you'll see a lot of things just reverse. Let's stay away from the caffeine. Let's stay away from the sodas or any other liquid beverage that is toxic and harmful to your entire existence. Let's stay away from those 5 days only. Drink 30 cucumbers. No matter however you make the recipe, just get those 30 cucumbers in there, and then let's talk about skin issues at the end of those 30 days. I guarantee you will not have those issues, especially a lot of my women who are dealing, not even just women, but men as well, who are dealing with the Candida. This is one of the things that kills a lot of our sugar consumptions. We think because we don't eat donuts or processed things, it is the smallest things that are creeping up inside of us. It is the wheat, it is the corn, it is the chips, it is, just the little things that are coming inside of us, and it is causing Candida. So Candida, it's a fungus and it's an overgrowth, and it's resulting in infection. So it normally lives in the digestive, in the genital tract. So if your pH or your hormonal imbalance is already off, you're feeding it things that triggers other things. So we're just trying to make sure that we trigger the right things. We want the right switches to actually go off. So, the body normally maintains a balance, of certain yeast and certain bacteria, but this balance becomes disturbed when sugar or synthetic foods or steroids or antibiotics that aren't natural, or allergies, or anything, hypoglycemia, chemo, all of this stuff disturbs it, not to mention the birth control. The birth control is a hormonal imbalance. That's what it's doing. So it's disturbing so many different things, and not to mention the meat. So what goes into the meat that is causing the disturbance? It's not just what it is that we eat. It is what we ate. So we're taking all that in. It's like, oh no, well, I only eat chicken and fish. Well, what did the chicken eat? What did the fish eat? What type of life did they live? Let's ask ourselves those types of questions, and then we can actually get to the real root cause of a lot of our issues. We really have to be careful when it comes down to the things that we're doing. The synthetic underwear, make sure you're wearing cotton materials. Fellas, stop walking around smelling like basketball balls. That is not a thing to do. We smell you. It is not okay. Ladies, it goes the same for you. You smell you. I work out regularly. You smell the people who use deodorants that do not work in conjunction with the fabrics that they use, in conjunction with a lot of the hairs that they use. It's a skin thing, and what is on the inside is starting to come out, and you can't cover it up. There isn't an amount of fragrance, perfume, body spray. Nothing covers that up. That is your insides that are reflecting out. So we definitely have to become weary and be careful of those things that we're participating in. You know, like, so being careful with the dairy foods, because it's not just the dairy, it's what the dairy ate and what the dairy was injected with. So that's where all the extra hormones and the extra preservatives and all of the extra stuff is actually coming from. So women, we tend to be prone to, you know, fungus infections because, you know, we're internal. We have little pockets and little vortexes that things just go inside of. So we really have to be careful with maintaining the balance of all of that stuff. So our skin is a clear indicator that we threw something off. So learning how to really go outside of that stuff, understanding that we are on a water planet. These water-rich minerals, ingredients, it matters. Coconut water. As you saw, my superhero, Annette Larkins, she was drinking a coconut. So I do what Annette does because it makes sense. I do what people have done that I'm trying to accomplish. You can't tell me things if you have not accomplished it. I'm not listening to someone who has not been a millionaire about how to be a millionaire consistently. You know, like, it just does not work in certain factors. The medicinal benefits of coconut water. I say as fresh as humanly possible. If you can get one that you can just chop open, you probably might need a little machete or a cocoa jack. But you can buy them in bulk usually at your local farmer's market, and you can buy them by the case, or just find a coconut water, you know, that preferably has not been pasteurized. But look at all of the medicinal benefits that actually comes down to the coconut waters and what coconut actually does. You know, like, it is so many different things, that magnesium that we need, the potassium that we need, that vitamin C, all the B6 vitamins, the things that we need. It's full of protein, it's full of iron. Drink the coconut water. That is one of the go-to electrolyte foods as well. That is the main ingredient that allows you to really regenerate your cells. It's really, really good for after workouts as well. So if you do not hydrate, here are a few different just apps to keep you on track. We're all on smartphones. We all pretty much have smartphones. I haven't seen someone with the actual flip phone in a very long time. So we all have smartphones. Download you an app just so you can make sure that you are keeping your body at a nice pH balance when it comes down to consuming your liquids on a regular basis. I always try, which I fail often, to drink 1 gallon of water a day. That's just complete water overload. I know if I just go for a gallon, I'm not one that likes numbers or trying to measure anything. I just want to make sure I get the water in there and I am good. Make sure you drink water. We are on a water planet. Our bodies are 90% water. This planet is over 90% water. This water thing kind of matters. It kind of matters a whole bunch. So if I cannot express any more, drink. Download you an app just to make sure that you actually stay on track. Water not only replenishes, but it flushes as well. So if you're trying to get something out, in addition to all of those minerals, in addition to exfoliating, in addition to the body wash, or, you know, the natural antibiotics. Nothing's going to go anywhere if you don't flush it out. You have to flush it, flush it, flush it out. I try to flood my body. That chocolate cake that I had the other day, oh, I came home and took an activated charcoal. I took aloe. I did so many different things, because it's one thing for it to go in there. It's something else for it to come out. I want it out before it starts creating problems, because I know, you know, like I know what it's going to do. And I became victim of the chocolate cake. It was delicious, and it was worth every part of this pimple that's on my forehead right now. I am being honest. It was worth it. But at the end of the day, I don't want it showing up on the back of my thighs. I don't want it showing up. I am that type of vain, you know, like I really enjoy what I look like at this space without clothes, and even inside of clothes. I don't want things to get fluffy. I don't want me to feel fluffy inside of my own body, you know, like, so really understanding how to flush and replenish all of that stuff, you know, like, so coconut water, it oxidizes inside of your cells. Your body knows that. And I personally do not believe that you can have too much nature, period. Like, I don't think that you can overdo it. I don't know anybody who's in ICU right now because they overdosed on coconut water or lemons, or, oh my gosh, I had too many grapefruits today. Nobody's in the hospital right now for these problems. Oh, I drank too many gallons of water in a week. No, I don't think that's happening. You know, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I definitely don't think that that is happening. So like I said at the beginning of this webinar, nature always wins, and food has a karma. So you flood it, only good things are going to happen. You know, and like I said, eating dead foods is actually sending off that wrong signal. So we want our skin to be at its maximum absorbency, because the sun comes out, and just like the sun comes out every day and hits the ocean, it's going to hit our skin in that same exact way. I want it not only to hit my skin, I want it to hit my cells. I want it to hit my mitochondria. I want it to hit every element on me, just to make sure I am going in the right direction. So really understanding how bad we have to hydrate. Other things that we can actually digest. Here are a few recipes that I swear by when it comes down to really, really, really getting your skin in order. Aloe is cured. Aloe is really great for sensitive skin, the oily skin, all the beta carotene. It's regenerative, the varicose veins, whether you have weathered skin because you live in a specific climate, and we are, I think, are kind of weathered right now, unless we live in a tropical climate, of really understanding our skin is kind of like starting to regenerate itself, because we just came out of winter. We are imaged exactly after the plants, exactly after the vegetables. We grow in that same exact capacity. So really understanding that these are a few things that you can drink. So this aloe clear skin elixir, make it into a juice. Please, 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 please don't make the mistake that I made. You have to skin the aloe if you go out and actually buy an actual aloe plant. You have to skin that part off. I threw the entire thing in the juicer because I was lazy like that. Oh, it was tragic. Don't do that. Don't do that. You can go out and actually buy a full stock of aloe, and it's big. It's like $1.30 something. So once again, your farmers markets. I'm pretty sure your conventional grocery stores won't carry it, but I do not know. I only shop at farmers markets and co-ops, but you can definitely find it. It's not hard to find. But go ahead and juice that and drink it. It's not topical. It is, you're supposed to ingest it. So the Let It Glow, that is another juice. It's a juice, it's a juice. Juicing versus smoothie. Can you make it into a smoothie? Yes, but juicing is like a direct shot into your bloodstream. It goes directly into your bloodstream as opposed to taking an actual pill. So that's what I feel personally is juicing versus smoothies. So understanding how to just really let it glow. That is one of my go-to number one, especially the power of parsley and the power of ginger. Once again, ginger is one of those tingly agents, just like the peppermint, just like the tea tree, just like the eucalyptus, it tingles. So that's the same thing that it does on the inside. So it starts tingling things on the outside. So really reflecting what that stuff actually does. A vitamin E booster. Blueberries are key to a lot of different skin exfoliants, skin hydration, antioxidant rich. It does so many different things. So 1 cup of almond milk, the recipe is right here, but definitely go ahead into that blueberry almond milk skin booster. Do these consistently. The consistency of your life, that is the key to everything else. Like I said, we don't look like what we do every now and then. We look like what we do consistency. And that's just the truth. The truth is not an abstract idea or a scientific or a laboratory experiment generated concept either. Like, the truth is an agent of actual culture. So if we culturally do things that are harmful for us, we culturally are sick. Look at it. Look at where we are. And this is for my people who are overseas as well. You know, like, we definitely have to be one of those agents and those healers of that actual culture. So why not truly be the difference? You know, like, so we really have to understand how to work against all of these different societal aspects, or really understanding, you know, like, it's not about discovering the truth, but it's about discovering more power over the minds and the bodies of the consumers. So these are our bodies. These are our minds. I want to be able to truly just think and teach for ourselves. I want everyone to truly think and teach themselves, you know, like, so really understanding and not being controlled by just research methods that are controlled by the political aspect of whatever agenda is put in front of us. So we definitely just have to go back to nature, to where things were not manifesting in this actual frequency, you know, like, understanding that all of the frequencies of light and all of these are just ingredients that grow from the ground for free, that are all light conductors. That's what we are. You know, like, we have to understand that all of those had to be funneled through something before it can be applied to the direct physical body. So yeah, we want that. I want all of that light energy inside of me, because I want to do stuff, and I want to do stuff, and I don't want it to hurt. So really understanding, no, you can be just as beautiful as that lily that you go to the botanical gardens to see. You can be just as full and strong and as vibrant as that cactus. You can grow and be just as healing as the aloe. You can be all of those exact things, as long as you are inspired and aligned by what you should be doing in those elements. So this webinar is here to help you align yourself in those components. The oils and the omegas. Now, this baobab oil, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I think I am. I've never learned that word on the spelling test. That is it. That is a nut-based oil. It is so good. Once again, Google it, medicinal benefits of the baobab oil. That one is really, really great. And I'm sorry about that picture. I couldn't get it bigger. I'm not a techie person, but I did my best, and it's on there. So that is by AAA Shea Butters. So if you Google that specific one, you're able to actually see and read up. But that oil specifically is very, very high in the omega-9. It is so good. So once again, that is any type of scarring that women have or men have, any type of burns, very, very high in antioxidants. It's really, really good shelf life. It allows, you know, anything. It's so good. I think they even have, you know, little cereals and things with it as well. Rose hip seed oil. That is one of the keys to a lot of fine lines and wrinkles. It's really good. Once again, stretch marks. It's really good for any type of rosacea or any type of skin ailment to where you kind of need an anti-ager. That one is really good. And I've used that one regularly as well. That one's really, really good in order to maintain the skin elasticity within inside of your body as well. Avocado oil. Avocado. You should be eating avocado, and you should be smearing it all over. Everybody should actually be eating at least one avocado every single day. I didn't know that there was an avocado oil. Now there is. It is so great. That is a good skin, scalp treatment, body, everything. You can use the avocado, everything, everywhere. It only does nothing but great things for your body's skin. And it's not, you know, it's not skin specific. So feet, ankles, knees, calves, thighs, thigh meat, thigh gap, But anywhere you actually want this stuff, oil your scalp with it, do a hot oil treatment with it, rinse it out, don't rinse it out. Whatever it is, you're only going to get better. Kalahari melon seed. Now, that is something that I actually found as oops, I found it on accident, but I'm so happy that I actually found it, because the Kalahari melon, that is a cousin of the watermelon. So we know how amazing the watermelon actually is and all the medicinal properties that it actually has. And everybody be on the lookout for the seeded watermelon, because they're about to come into season. Seeds. Are watermelons supposed to have seeds? Seeds. Make sure you get the seeded watermelon. But that is one of the major energy conductors when it comes down to actual melon. Melon and seed and skin rejuvenation. It is 98% water. We need that on our bodies. So if you can find the Kalahari melon seed oil, please feel free to actually find that. Now, sea buckthorn oil. This is a really great, once again, it's that orange situation, is really good for dry, itchy, or irritated skin. It's really great as aromatherapy. It really does really good. Be careful, because this one is actually scented. So be definitely careful with this one in particular. You might just want to incorporate it at night. It shouldn't be offensive to other people, but it's one of those things where it does actually carry a scent. But make sure we are replenishing. And even if you have oily skin, a lot of people, well, I can't use oils because I have oily skin. This is it. You have to treat the oil with better oils, and these are the right oils. So these are the oils that your body knows how to absorb. So I definitely say, for those who like to make their own products, do a coconut oil base or something that's kind of firming, cocoa butter base or a shea butter base, any type of butter base that actually holds these oils. Mix them in. I'm a mixer. I mix everything. So one day I might have all of these all over my body. Ain't no telling. I like to mix everything. So definitely feel free to go ahead and just experiment and adjust however you actually like to do your oils or whatever it is. But these are really good. Now, I definitely want to be mindful to anybody who has nut allergies. You might want to stay away from the baobab oil, because that is a actual nut. But other than that, you should be good. There shouldn't be any sort of breakouts. And mind you, once again, nothing in nature is rushed, yet everything gets accomplished. So be careful when it comes down to really incorporating those omega oils and really incorporating how that stuff actually works with your body in particular. It's all about the butters. Now, I'm not going to say a lotion. I'm not going to say anything. I only use butters. I have a thing for these butters. There was a very funny Instagram or a Vine video a couple of weeks ago where there's this lady on here, and she was like, now you guys didn't tell us about the butters. Like, the butters, they truly matter. And I feel like we have been missing out on life because nobody told us about the butters. Now, butters are used for the shaving creams. They are used for wounds. They're used for skin cracks. Think about it. How do we marinate our meats? You put butter on it, you put the oils on it, you need it nice and tender and soft. You want all of that stuff to really partake. So that's what you do. You have to marinate the skin. I only use the butters. It is all about the butters. So really learning how to go around those types of butters, really understand what that stuff actually is. The sunburn, the skin cracks, the cold weather, it's all about the butters. I have avocado butter, I have shea butter, I have mango butter, I have aloe butter, I have just about every single butter. It's something about these butters. I don't want nothing else on my skin outside of these butters. It is all about the butters. So get into the butters. You have to get into the butters. Here is my personal butter box. Like I said, a lot of the things that I use are locally sourced and handmade and handcrafted. Honestly, I could give a website, but you can't find it. The website don't even work. It's like a little man who comes to the store and drops them off, and once they're gone, you don't find them again for 2 months. So I'm all about specific butters, Jamaican castor oil and shea butter oil. It's all about the butter. So you guys, if you have not gotten into butters, and I say definitely start playing, you know, experiment, make your own butters, go and get you some essential oil, go and get a block of shea butter, start melting them down. YouTube is a university now. Like, I feel like my college education was just a waste because I still don't know Microsoft Excel. And at the end of the day, all you got to do is go on YouTube and you can learn anything that you want to learn. So this is all of my people who actually like to do things themselves, and a lot of people who actually want to go into lucrative careers for doing, you know, like at home entrepreneurship. That is one of the ways. Skin is always going to be around, and the nourishment of what skin truly is will always be there. So I definitely encourage people to really go into that space to where you're able to be something a little bit more than what you are. And I feel that the butters are the key. You know, like it definitely is. It is all about the holistic health. And with these butters, I feel that it allows my light to shine a little bit brighter, to be more transparent, or be more attractive, or to be more relatable to people. You know, like in this light it is that I carry, it's called a healthy spirit. It's called a healthy mind and body. You know, like the beauty of really understanding holistic diagnoses and treatments is the way that they work, and despite of the ignorance that we have been placed in. You know, like, so really understanding how this stuff works in correlation with us, to understand what nature is. The best coconut oil on the planet, boom, has to be the skinny coconut oil. I did this on accident. I thought, you know, Trader Joe's, let me just go and buy one that's $5.99 because Trader Joe's actually has it for $5.99. No big deal. No. There is a difference. This particular coconut oil, it's at least, I think that's an 8-ounce jar. I think it's about $36. I was not trying to pay that price. Now I understand there is a difference within the coconut oils. It is going into spring and summer. I guarantee. Now, my scalp doesn't like coconut oil, but everything else does. Coconut oil you can use on everything. These are all of my, once again, my oily skin people. Don't be afraid of these oils that I am recommending. Trust me, it will regenerate everything. You are fighting your cells from the inside and the outside. So it's going to reverse itself. So this coconut oil, you know, coconut oil as a whole, it fights inflammation. It definitely kills Candida. You can eat it. You can cook with it. You can rub it down. You can use it as a lube. You can put it on your body. You can put it on your feet. You can put it on your mama. You can put it on anything. Coconut oil is everything. This one in particular is my go-to on the market for actual coconut oils and what this stuff actually is. So if anybody actually does not have coconut oil, makeup removers, all sorts of stuff, it's really, really great. I take coconut oil daily, 2 tablespoons. I ingest it. Yeah, you definitely want to go ahead and start getting into the medicinal effects of what coconut oil actually is. Coconut oil is a really, really great base for a lot of the other issues that we're dealing with as well. So definitely get into the coconut oils. Natural SPFs. It's going into spring and summertime, so that means the sun is beaming. We have to stay away from our go-to our go-to sunscreens, people. You know, like we definitely have to go away from those. So here are the charts of understanding, you know, other elements in nature that already have natural SPFs. Once again, that carrot seed oil, those carrots are amazing. Go ahead and get into the carrot seed oil. It's a natural SPF of 35 to 40, you know, like raspberry seed oil, really, really good. Once again, natural SPF of 25 to 50 as well. Almond oil, zinc oil, hemp oil. Hemp oil is absolutely amazing, amazing skin product. It will definitely allow you to walk around feeling like dolphin skin. So these are really, really great skin products and natural skin, natural sunscreens and things like that. So I definitely want to make sure that everybody actually has great sunscreens and sun protectants to be able to navigate throughout the spring and the summertime, and really asking all of that stuff. So definitely make sure you always incorporate a natural SPF without Hawaiian Tropic or Copper Tone or Bullfrog or Neutrogena, because those are harmful, or Aveeno. Ain't no oatmeal in Aveeno. Like, let's just get away from that. There's no oatmeal in Aveeno. Like, they're tricking you. It's not that. Flip it over. If you can't read any of those words or eat them things, if you can't eat it, it should not be on your skin. So let's really understand what all of that stuff actually is. So this is the part where I definitely want to say thank you so much for being a part of this webinar. Make sure you guys go ahead and visit www.TierraGoesGreen if you guys actually want a more comprehensive program or want to sign up for my actual lifestyle program. It's a 30-day program where we focus on just shifting your life into a healthier understanding of how to practice and navigate accordingly. So it is mental, it is emotional, it is physical, and it is spiritual. I welcome you to embark on that. Or maybe you're not ready to actually make that 30-day commitment yet, and you just kind of want to talk to me. You just kind of want to talk to me one-on-one. That is an option as well. I have talks with Tierra. We will sit there and talk about all of your ailments, whatever it is that is troubling you, no matter what that is. We can sit down and actually have a one-on-one consultation, and you take all the things that I give you and we just go on about life. So really understanding how that stuff actually works, I offer you all of that. So never be too busy to be beautiful. Never, ever, ever be too busy to be blissful. You deserve that. I'm about to flip the camera around now and actually answer you guys' questions, and I'm gonna allow this time to actually go through and answer the questions. But make sure you guys follow me on TierraGoesGreen.com and follow me on all the social media outlets, and that is Facebook, that is Instagram, that is Twitter. Everything is Tierra Goes Green. Yay! All right, now here is my special announcement. Yay, yay, yay. My special announcement. Thank you everybody for actually being here on this webinar. My special announcement. I am coming out with Tierra's face flavors. So I am coming out with my own product, my own moisturizer. It is going to be amazing. I am launching it April 24th at the Village Market. So if you guys have not subscribed to the Village Market of Atlanta, I am going to be there having an entire booth, and that is where I'm actually going to launch it. It is, excuse me, it is on April 23rd, not the 24th. But you guys actually get exclusive access before I actually launch the actual product. So I will email you guys, and y'all get the first pre-sale order of everything. So everybody who is in this webinar will definitely get the very first dibs on that specific product. So I'm really excited about it. I hope everybody actually comes and supports the Village Market. I'm gonna blast it all over my social media outlets. It is free, so everybody who is local to Atlanta, I know that there are people that are traveling to Atlanta, just really, really good, great event that a lot of people are coming to and to be a part of. I am all about the local community and local economy and all of that stuff. So really allowing that. So this is the part where I'm about to go ahead and just ask you guys your questions and really answer all of the things that you guys actually said. So one question I had was natural deodorant selections. Natural deodorant was kind of hit or miss when I was in that world. So the lemon peels actually worked, and the Thai crystal salt deodorant, that stuff works really well. I have it in a roll-on. I have the actual salt. I have a few other things that, you know, it's all that same exact brand, but I go by that specific brand. Dr. Bronner's burns my eyes. Does he have one that doesn't burn my eyes? Yes, there is one that is the unscented, and the baby one may definitely be less harmful or less, mentholated. So definitely be careful with that one. Is Dr. Bronner's okay with the pH balance of your vagina? Yes. This is what I use on my vagina. Like, this is it. And I have a very, 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 very sensitive vagina. She is very precious, and you have to take very good care of her. Otherwise, she will start acting out. So we don't want her to act up, and we don't want her to be disturbed. We want her to be peaceful and loving and ready and all of that. So Dr. Bronner's, I actually use, it actually works very, very great when I work out as well, because it cuts down a lot of the oil. And once again, peppermint oil is a really, really good just antibiotic. It kind of takes away any type of bacteria or anything that could have been waiting to, harm me. So I use it. It takes a little bit in the beginning, to kind of get used to, but you can definitely try all of the other ingredients and things that they actually have, or all the other flavors. They have lavender, they have almond. I wouldn't recommend using almond in your lady parts areas. It just didn't work out too well. But it is definitely okay for your vagina. Eczema. Why does it seem like many babies are getting it? Is it the formula? It's the chemicals. It is the formula. It is chemicals. It is toxins, just like anything else. It's the formula. It could have been the vaccines. It could be their blankets. It could be if a lot of mothers had cesareans, that top outer layer coating that a baby comes out with, they say the baby is dirty. It's not dirty. That's kind of needed, but that's wiped off immediately now within the business of actually being born. And that's one of those protective coatings that they actually need. So be mindful with that in particular. So a lot of the issues that babies are having now with eczema is because their skin, or whatever the mother was eating and digesting throughout pregnancy as well, it's all chemicals and it's all toxins that are reacting. So that's one of the main components why babies actually have issues and things like that with eczema now. So we definitely have to be mindful. And then the things that the babies are eating, it is the formula, it is the dyes, it's the chemicals, just like us, like they're just way more fragile because they're brand new to the planet. So should you keep your hair low in your private area? Is it bad to wax? I say personally, you have to give it a break, just like anything else seasonally. If you get your toes done all year round and you've never given it a break, those are toxic, harmful chemicals. You might want to go ahead and just take an off season. So throughout the winter time, I definitely recommend just going ahead and just kind of letting it grow out and just keeping it low and giving your skin a break to really regenerate itself, because that's 3-4 months before you have to put on a swimsuit all over again. So your skin actually has time to rejuvenate itself and go through a couple just natural cycles. So I definitely say lay off the waxing and the sugaring and the razoring for a while, just to give your skin enough time to recover, because it's just like it's always having to go, and you're ripping it off of its protective coating, so it doesn't know, so it's just out here and it's exposed. So I feel that that's one of the main components why a lot of people are having imbalanced pH balances as well, is because it's a lot of the hair removal. Also, we have to be mindful. We haven't seen 25-year-old cases of waxed vaginas. Be mindful with that, you guys. Like, be mindful. That stuff isn't healthy. So I say balance it. Do it in the spring or the summertime, or when you know that it's actual bikini season weather. And if someone does not want you in all of your glory with your hair and your fuzzies, then you probably shouldn't be with them anyway. They probably should be at a space where you should be able to be yourself and understand how the natural laws actually work. So I definitely say just keep it low. Just keep it low. Does exfoliating irritate eczema? No, I definitely say no, but try a sugar spice or a salt scrub. A salt scrub may be a little, it might burn a little bit, but I definitely say try a sugar scrub. That will definitely help. And you can actually do it yourself. Try Google, or definitely there's another way of understanding the glycolic acid. Like that's a thing that you can actually take too, but Google that. I definitely say, but no, exfoliating does not irritate eczema. But be careful with the exfoliating scrubs or that little mitten that I said, but definitely do a do-it-yourself sugar scrub. What does MSN mean? It's basically organic sulfur. So I honestly can't pronounce the word and I don't want to look like an idiot live. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the word because I never learned that word on a spelling test either. So it is another word for sulfur. So it's really good for you. You can actually Google it, look it up. I can't pronounce it. If you can pronounce it and then come back and clap it out for me, you would be teaching me something. I would definitely appreciate that. Are supplements commercial products? Nervous about products being produced in bulk like vitamins? Definitely be careful. The only word that you honestly have to be mindful for outside of herbs or supplements that are actually in capsules, stay away from gelatin. Gelatin is an animal product. So that's just the coating. So there's a lot of things that say veggie caps, you know, like, and you can actually go into the bulk herb department and actually make your own. So a lot of these teas, a lot of these herbs, you can just find in a bulk herb section of a natural health food store as well. So you definitely don't have to take supplements. And you can actually go and make your own supplements. There's little veggie caps that should be right there in the same section as the bulk herb departments, and you can actually make your own as well. So those are definitely an option, especially for people who are, you know, kind of resistant when it comes down to specific things, because there's never a real brand that I recommend or anything like that, just because of simple fact, nature is just so vast, you know, like you can do so many different things with nature. So I definitely say look to nature first. Neem oil okay for babies? It is. Like I said, it's kind of abrasive. It doesn't sting. It doesn't tingle. It doesn't feel like anything. But if you wanted to dilute it a little bit, once again, with the coconut oil, just to dilute it a little bit. But yes, neem oil is completely okay with babies. Think about the tribal women or the witch doctors in other cultures. They would take and wrap a baby up in a leaf, or if you have a burn, you're going to have to go over there and get wrapped up. It's the same exact aspect. Yes, it doesn't smell good. You're going to have to taste something and drink something down, and it's going to kill it all. It's the same exact thing. We just kind of have to go back to the bushes when it comes down to really healing and curing ourselves of certain ailments. But just make sure you're consistent with the babies as well. Is juicing cucumbers better than eating them straight? Both. I say juice just because it's instant, it's fast, it's quick. I'm an on-the-go person. I don't want to have to stop and slow down and cut up stuff and then find a sauce and then find a seasoning and then find a utensil and then get my hands dirty and then need a napkin. I'm not that person. Give me this stuff in a cup so I can go and get back to the stuff that I need to do, because there's stuff that you just got to do and I just want to get to the stuff. So that's how I work. So I'm like, give it to me in a juice. So you can definitely eat the cucumbers. Overdose. It's great fiber. It's really good going through your digestive tract. As long as you get it in there, it does not matter how you get it in there, as long as it's in there. Is it safe to use an electric face scrubber daily? No. Electric, pause, scrub, pause, scrubber. I mean, what I say, electric, scrubber, face. We don't want no electric near our face. Scrubbing nothing. Let's just stay away from that. Really good facial scrubbers, as I said before. Do a sugar scrub. Find something to where you can actually use with your hands and you can rub around and you can actually do it yourself. So be mindful of those electric scrubbers. I've never personally used one. I think my little sister has one that she swears by. But let's just try to stay away from electric in our face, period. Can we talk about juicing and smoothies? What are the cons of smoothies? There's no cons, honestly. Juicing versus smoothies. Juicing is more or less, like I said before, it's like a straight injection into your arm. Smoothies is more like taking a pill. Smoothies, taking a pill, it's going to take longer. Some things may get lost along the way, or some things may not have gotten absorbed the way that they need. So juicing is like straight injection into the bloodstream. You know that it got exactly where it went and it has to go exactly that way. So that's one way that you can actually think about juicing versus smoothies. Am I familiar with hydradenitis. Okay, so that is like boils and blisters and issues under the arms. Okay, so I can't say the word, but I know what it is. Be mindful. It is the deodorants, and if it is a weight factor, if you are overweight and your body is trying to push things out, our sweat glands, so that is our hair, that is our armpits, that is our vaginal areas, that is the spine of our back, all of those have major sweat glands. So with this, and I don't want to keep saying the word because I can't pronounce it right. So with this in particular, it is something that is trying to get out. So this definitely calls for a major detox. If you've never done a major detox, and it's not just, oh, I did, smoothies for a week. No, like target your liver, target your pancreas, your colon, your spleen. If you've never done anything like that, I definitely recommend doing that, because that is a clear indicator that there's a lot of other things that are about to start happening. Something's trying to get out of your body. Something is really trying to get, it's trying to rid itself, and it's coming out that way. The doctors are diagnosing it as this word I can't pronounce, and I feel like an idiot, but be careful, like definitely be careful. I definitely recommend I can help navigate into a healthier aspect or a healthier understanding. You can sign up for my TierraGoesGreen program, or you can sign up for a talk with Tierra, and we can definitely get down to the root cause of what this stuff is. But it's honestly that something within inside of your lymphatic system is overproducing, and it's coming out in a very toxic way. So combating that with antibiotics or creams or ointments, it's not going to work that way, because something is in mass production within that. So we can definitely talk about that a lot more. How do you get the most coconut water out of a fresh coconut? Gotta buy it in bulk. Gotta buy it in bulk. I have a Cocoa Jack, and at our local farmers market, I can buy a box of coconuts, maybe 9 or 12. And it's maybe $9, sometimes 14, just depending upon. And I have a Cocoa Jack. Crack that thing open. I have mason jars to where I just pour it into it. So I have 24 ounces. Sometimes it takes 2 coconuts. Sometimes you get a real juicy one. And sometimes it takes 3. You just never know what's on the inside of that thing. Are there any other things listed on the webinar that are not good for children? Honestly, no. Like I said, nature works for everybody. It's not a male female thing. It's not an adult versus kid thing. It is literally a everybody thing. Everything it is that I mentioned and named, I tried to go completely across the board. Being a retired makeup artist, I learned a way to just make things work for everybody without breakouts or irritants and things like that. So that kind of translated really good in all areas of my life. So I kind of do things very general anyway. So yeah, like the kids can definitely embark on all of these things. Nothing will harm them. Yeah, nothing. I'm trying to make sure. Yeah, no. So yeah. Any brand recommendations for coconut water or simply not pasteurized is okay. You are right. Simply not pasteurized. There is one specific brand, I do not, Nature's Harvest, and it says 100% coconut water. It kind of looks like comic type writing, and sometimes it can be pink. I don't know the exact one off the top of my head. I just know what it looks like. It has a green top and it's white and it has black writing. That one's a really good one. It's expensive now. It's expensive. If you get like a 16 or 12 ounce one, it might run you $8, but it's one of the best ones that I definitely recommend. But stay away from the pasteurized. Stay away from Vita Coco. I think they're owned by Coca-Cola or Pepsi, one of them. So just be mindful of that stuff. But start where you are, then you'll get, to a great space. Is there any particular washcloths better to use? Organic, cotton? Yes. I definitely say just do white, because white are definitely easier to actually manage, and you can clean them and you see the actual germs and things like that. So definitely go ahead and pay attention to just all white. Organic cotton, not necessarily, because you're using it, and then you're washing it. So just be mindful of that one in particular. But the towels matter. Those dyes all that stuff. I recently switched all of my towels to white and things that I was able to actually bleach because I couldn't understand why they were holding scent. Didn't get it. Like, no, these colored towels just always hold scent. I can wash them 2-3 loads. I put the little scent beads in it and it still always smelled. So being mindful for what that stuff actually is. So be careful with that stuff. The list of products you recommend, do you use them daily or use them when your body is in need? Yeah, I like variety. So I just have a variety of things that I hate running out of stuff. So I have pretty much everything in bulk. So it just depends, you know. Every day it's a coconut oil on my face. I don't have an actual routine at all. Like there's no skincare routine for me specifically, but these are my specific body washes, body creams, all the things that I know personally that have had amazing effects, not just with myself, but with the hundreds of thousands of people who are all program participants in the TierraGoesGreen program, and things that I have recommended within them as well. Nobody's having adverse effects or reactions to it outside of if you have a nut allergy. Then if you have a nut allergy, you kind of have to be, you know, weary of nuts. But other than that, everything's just overall around the board. So sometimes my skin is way more hydrated. Sometimes I want to be dry and I don't put nothing on when going to bed at night. So there's never like a go-to, this is what I do every single day. It's not that. Coconut oil I'll take every single day. But yeah, and I drink specific things, grapefruits every single day. So once you actually get in a nice rhythm, in a routine, and you learn how your body works and how your body is working in correlation to your life, you'll see, you know, like you'll start catching the rhythm, like, oh, hey, this is a thing. I kind of like this. So really understanding how that stuff actually works. Is not sweating bad? Yes. Yes. You kind of got to sweat. It has to come out. There are things that are in there that aren't coming out. But I know that it is some rare cases of people who just do not sweat. But you definitely have to get those glands going and activated. So whether that is increasing a workout regimen, if that's walking, if that's going OCD in your house and just vacuuming all the steps, whatever it is, you have to try to get that metabolic rate up and to a nice steady pace, because you're supposed to sweat. The only other animal that I know personally that is on the planet that does not sweat are pigs. Like, we have to be careful. Pigs don't sweat, you know, like, so sweating when you work out, it may be dehydration. You know, like it may be one of those to where if you are working out and you are moving around, you may be dehydrated. Like you may not have nothing to give. So be careful with that. You should definitely sweat. My skin gets oily when I wear makeup. Is it okay that my skin is oily and I don't notice it because of the makeup? Or is the makeup making me more oily? The makeup is toxic. The makeup is toxic. I personally, especially as a makeup artist, I have not found a makeup that truly works really great for the actual skin. That's why I don't wear foundation. It's not a thing. But being very wary, especially give your skin a break from the makeup. It should be able to breathe. Your skin can't breathe. The oil is coming out and it's being trapped. So it's like you have a condom of foundation on your face. It has to come out. Allow it to come out, allow it to breathe. It is not okay. Not trying to scare you or anything like that, but your skin has to breathe. So definitely have to be careful when it comes down to that. Is butters too heavy for your face? No. Shea butter, yeah. Shea butter is a bit heavy. I say use coconut oil on your face, especially after you shower or after your pores are still open. Don't try to put butters or oils on your face when your face is dry. You walk around looking like a grease monkey. And then you're like, well, Tierra told me, no. You did it wrong. You did it completely wrong. Your pores have to be open, and then put the little oils or anything on your face. But those specific butters that I use on a regular basis, those are body butters. You know, like I like body butter. So that's what I use on my body personally. Because butter's too heavy for your face. And those makeup wearers, make sure that you be careful and exfoliate at night. You know, like you don't want that stuff trapped in your pores. You make sure you take it off. I don't care how beat your face is and how much you pay for it or how immaculate your eyebrows are and how you actually want to save it for tomorrow. Don't. It is a setup. So do not do that. Make sure you take that stuff off at night and you give your skin a break. Is glycerin bad for the skin? Vegetable glycerin. I don't use products with glycerin in it just because of the fact I don't understand it. Like I really don't understand what it is, where it comes from, and where it grows in nature. If I can't pick it up and actually swallow it, I don't want to be able to use it. You know, like I prefer not to use things like that on my face. So a lot of people use it when it comes down to hair and oil treatments. I think that that would be fine, especially since your hair is a protected coated that actually needs a certain amount of hydration to kind of get locked in there. But be mindful of the vegetable glycerin. I just personally stay away from it. Tierra, do you use SPF daily? If so, what do you recommend? Personally, I do not, because I believe melanin has a lot of power. So I don't use SPF, but a lot of my oils and the things that I do use, they do have a natural SPF, but I'm the one that wants to go outside and see what this skin really does. I want to see how brown it gets. I want to see how golden it gets. I want to see what it actually does when it's activated by that specific mighty powerful source that unlocks all of that stuff. So when you don't exfoliate, you know, like your skin suffocates. You know, like, so make sure you guys take off that SPF as well. Coconut oil is really, really great natural SPF. The hemp oil is really great natural SPF. The raspberry seed is really great natural SPF. So those would be my natural SPF. But when I'm outside, I want to get it all. I'm not going to burn. I don't blister. I don't cancer. My skin just doesn't operate that way. So my fairer skin ladies, you guys be careful. Be careful. It is definitely a different absorbency rate that you guys can actually handle. But personally, no ma'am, I do not use SPF daily. What do you think of Shea Moisture brand in skincare products? Those I think are carried at Target. I don't use them. I personally don't use them. I try to stay away from a lot of just commercial brands, you know, like, and once again, it's all about the ingredients. If you can flip over everything and read all of the ingredients, I say go for it, go for it, go for it. But if you can't read those ingredients and don't know where they came from and those words were never on a spelling test, I definitely say stay away from it. Unless you actually were a chemist and, you know, have a degree in linguistics to where you're able to understand what those language words actually are. But I just stay away from those things personally. Are there other oils beneficial to ingest instead of topical? Good questions. Flaxseed oil, avocado oil. Some people say olive oil. I stay away from olive oil now only because it's too conflicting. Like once something starts becoming popular, they start messing with it a lot more. So definitely be careful, you know, like, so definitely stay away from that type of stuff. So oils, ingest, nope, that's pretty much it that I would say. Flaxseed oil is really good. Coconut oil is really good. And yep, that's it. That's all I would ingest. Personally, you know, like I don't use things on my face or body that I can't eat, you know, like, because I understand that the skin is a living organism. So I only want to feed it what it feeds me. And I want us to work in great harmony with each other. So that is just my personal philosophy. The last couple questions is, what is the best way to treat cysts found in the legs? You have to get moving. It is from the inside out. So when you actually start speeding up your metabolic health and just moving around, it's blood circulation. So when your blood is actually pumping and circulating and the oxygen and the water and the minerals are being carried to the components of where it needs to, it naturally moves things. So it'll start getting rid of the cysts, it'll start getting rid of varicose veins because something is trapped in there to where it's causing a blockage. But once you overpower the system, imagine if this was blood and this was blood just pumping. Same way a waterfall, think about it. The rock is there. You know, the cyst is a rock, so the rock is there. Years of just overloading. Then it just becomes a nice little smooth thing, you know, like so. Think of your body in that same exact way. If you're not active, I say definitely get on a treadmill, put it on incline, go for a walk in nature, get on a bicycle, jump, go do double dutch with the little neighborhood girls who actually still do double dutch. Get more active, and your blood and your metabolic health will definitely work for you. Definitely incorporate ginger. The same way that it feels on your tongue is the same thing that it does to your blood, into your oxygen, into your water, into your arteries, and inside of everything else. So we want those things inside of us to be able to move things out of the way. All right. I'm out of questions, everybody. So I just wanted to say thank you so much, everybody, for sharing and spending your Sunday with me. I hope this webinar was absolutely exceptional. Everyone is definitely going to receive the recorded copy of this webinar as well as the PowerPoint presentation. If anybody needs me any further or wants to discover a life of betterment, of fulfillment, or just really align yourself with your higher self in, you know, really get out of the way of being tired or any type of problems or any type of issues that we could be having, I definitely welcome and recommend you all to sign up for my TierraGoesGreen program, or just go to the website and navigate through things and get lost on my social media outlets and look through everything and just let something inspire you. So allow all of that stuff and everything that we went through today, you know, like allow all of that stuff to be inspirational to you. Be on the lookout for my face flavors. It is coming out. It will be out by the end of the month. I am going to exclusively send it to this entire email list, so you guys have first dibs before everybody, before I announce it to the world, that you guys actually have it. Please make sure on all your social media outlets, please hashtag TGG webinar and tell me what you thought. Tell me how you felt about this. Tell the world. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would benefit from these things, but they just don't know. So as a community, as a whole, as everybody actually comes together, this was an honor. This is my duty. This is my obligation. And I am so humbled by this entire experience, by you allowing me to actually help in whatever way I was able to help. So you guys enjoy the rest of your Sundays, and I will talk with you soon. Take care.